Hey sis, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I want to talk about how I lost 20 pounds of fat in 30 days. Okay, so let's just jump right into this video. So the first thing that I did and that everybody else I feel like needs to do is to get the mindset right. Now when I say get the mindset right, it means stop putting in your head that you're always going to be motivated. A lot of the times I get questions where it's like, well, how do I get motivated, or what do I do on the days I'm not motivated? And honestly speaking, all you could do when you're not motivated is just keep going and depend on discipline. Once I had it in my head that I'm gonna rely on discipline and not motivation, that's when the results came in, and that's when I really put in the work. Because a lot of the times I feel like when we only go when we're motivated, we're barely gonna see results, because not everybody's motivated all the time. I'm not even motivated all the time to do stuff. I'm not motivated to post on YouTube all the time. I'm not motivated to work out all the time, but I still have to rely on discipline to do it. And something that helps me all the time, because everybody asks how I stay consistent with things that I do, what helps me is I keep my mind on the end goal. So keep your mind on the end goal. Like whatever your goal is in your fitness journey, keep your eye and your mind on that goal. So that way you'll say, okay, I'm gonna keep going. But also tell yourself too that with this goal that you have in mind, you're not gonna stop once you get to that goal. That's why I always say it's best to make it a lifestyle change goal instead of just a quick fix goal, because if it's a quick fix type of goal, then once you reach that goal, you're gonna kind of fall off more likely, because your mind wasn't thinking beyond that. You were just trying to get to your goal, and that's it. Make it to where your goal is to change your lifestyle. This is a lifestyle change, okay? So once we get our mindset and stuff out the way, then we're gonna think about the workouts. Now, a lot of people overcomplicate this part. I'm telling you right now that whatever workout form is best for you, do that. Whatever type of workout is best for you, do that. But you need to be combining cardio with strength/resistant training, okay? Now, a lot of people think when I say cardio, they think that it means it has to be high intensity cardio, HIIT cardio, or you have to run a mile. No, you could literally walk outside if you want to do cardio. You could literally walk on a treadmill if you want to do cardio. All those type of forms of cardio. But I was just making sure that I was doing at least 10 or 20 minutes of cardio after each of my workouts. After each strength workout I did cardio. Or if it wasn't a strength type of workout that day, I did cardio instead. But I had cardio within each of my workouts, or at least 2 to 3 times a week. But I like to add mine at the end of every single workout, just because I feel like cardio is the best form of like working out to burn belly fat, and also just to get your stamina up. And it's just fun to me. But what I did personally, now this is what I did personally, I did a lot of high intensity interval training when I was working out from home. High intensity interval training is basically like short forms of workouts, but you're burning it off. You're burning fat in a short period of time. So if I'm doing jumping jacks, burpees, and high knees, I do that in rounds. So I do 5 rounds of 10. 5 rounds, 10 reps each. That is a quick 5-minute workout, but I'm still burning a lot of fat. That's a quick 5-minute cardio workout, but I burnt so much fat. I was also doing walks on the treadmill incline. If you don't have a treadmill, you can walk outside. But on the days where I didn't want to do intense workouts or high intensity cardio, I just walked on the treadmill. And honestly speaking, I like the treadmill too. I like the walking part of it too. I used to be the person that hated the treadmill, and I used to think that I had to run on it all the time, until I figured out that I could walk on incline, and that like was like a game changer for me. I kept my curves, but I also lost fat, and it just gave me like the cute little like slim fit look that I really wanted. And what I did was I put the incline on 9.5 and I put the speed on 2.5, and I walked for 30 to 40 minutes, and it was just like perfect. But I will say, when you do incline walk, it is a little bit longer than when you do a HIIT form workout, but whichever one you want to do that day. I like to mix and mesh it up within my week. So one day I might do the incline walk at the end of my workout, the next day I might do a HIIT workout, one day I might just do the incline walk for a full workout if my body is too sore, or if I just want to do something light, I'll do that. But overall, it's still moving your body, and it's still doing a form of cardio and resistance training as well. You also don't have to do exactly what the next person does. Once I told myself, like, okay, I don't have to do exactly what this person does. I have to do what works best for me and what I like the best. That's when I really started seeing results. When I first started working out, I was trying to do everything everybody else did. And I was just, like, you're a beginner, you don't really know. And I didn't realize that I don't have to be perfect, and I could do my own forms of things and still get the results I want. I could do my own form of cardio. I started doing dance style cardios. I started doing, like I said, the incline walk, HIIT cardio, and I still got the results that I wanted to get. So it's all just about what you enjoy and what your body responds to the best. So don't overthink it. That's another thing I had to do. I had to not overthink this whole process, because when you overthink it, you stop yourself from doing it. I've seen so many people, and I realized that I used to do that too, but a lot of people, they'll think so hard about something that they won't even do it because they're thinking about all the things that could go wrong. What could go wrong if you're working out? What could really go wrong? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you don't like this workout, try a different one. Just do test things. If you don't like that food, try a different meal. Test and like just do trial and error. It's all about that. Like, it's not something that you need to be overthought, or it's not something where you have to like have like this big huge thing in your head where you're like, oh, I have to do it exactly like this, when that's really not how it goes. Once I stopped doing that, the results came in like crazy. Now, the next thing was when it came to the meals. Now, also when it comes to meals, don't overthink this either, because I used to overthink my meals to the point where I was under eating. I was just like being too restricted with myself. It was just miserable. So when it comes to your meals, I want you to put in your mind that this is like not going to be something where I'm restraining myself or punishing myself, but instead I'm just tweaking it and making healthier changes to it. I'm not cutting out a certain type of food altogether, but I'm just doing healthier meals a little bit more often, and I'm with the foods that aren't as good for me, I'm doing that a little bit less. You get what I'm trying to say? But I'm not cutting anything out altogether. When I was cutting stuff out altogether, I was miserable, and I ended up binge eating because I was being too restrictive with myself. So I don't want you guys to do that. Do it like 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you're eating healthy, 20% of the time you can indulge, as long as you're eating healthy most of the time. Clean meals. Now, I have a lot of people who say sometimes like healthy meals are a little bit more expensive, or they can't get in reach with the healthier options, and I understand this. So my advice to that is, let's say you have to go to a fast food restaurant. There have some fast food restaurants that have healthier options on that menu. Try to do the healthier options every once in a while on that menu, and then you might be able to indulge with some of the stuff that might not be the best for you every once in a while, but really try to get into the habit of doing healthier options whenever you go out to eat instead, you know? And also, if you live with your parents and your parents are cooking and it's not as good for you, quote unquote, try portion controlling yourself. Don't overdo it. Portion control yourself. And also, maybe put your parents to the side and ask like, hey, like, do you mind cooking me some of this? They have grilled chicken, baked fish, grilled fish that is very, very affordable. If you go to Walmart, Compare Foods, there's affordable there too. Ask them if they can cook you that for yourself, you know? Or if you cook for your own self, they have air fryers. If you're not the best cook, you could put something in the air fryer. It's really simple. All you need is a side of veggies, a side of a healthy carb, and a side of a baked, grilled, or steamed protein. Simple and straight to the point like that. But it's not all or nothing, okay? So it's not something where you have to eat healthy all the time, but try to make it to where most of the time you're healthy eating, and then every once in a while you could indulge, but you're not going to be indulging all the time. 80-20, 80% healthy, 20% you can indulge, you can enjoy yourself. Now, another thing that helps too is I want you to up your water intake. I say this a lot, but it is so important. When I started upping my water intake, my skin started doing better, my stomach bloating went away, all that started doing better when I started upping my water intake. When you're working out naturally, you're going to be losing a lot of water from sweating. Even if you don't sweat, you're still losing water because you're sweating where you don't really see it, but you're burning off fat. You're going to need water. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't really like water. I don't know why, but a lot of people, they're just not used to drinking it. But you have to, if you're working out especially, you have to up your water intake. Like, if you work out and don't drink enough water, you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be tired, you're going to feel overworked. So that is something that's a non-negotiable. You need to up your water intake, okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to cut out certain juices and sodas completely, but try your best to stay away from it in the beginning, especially because I personally feel like, especially sodas, it has so much sugar in it and so much carbohydrates in it that it's kind of hard to see progress if you're drinking it so much. So try to cut back on that, especially in the beginning, and then slowly work your way back into maybe adding it in every once in a while, but cut back on it a little, you know? Now, the next thing I did was I had a set routine of what I'm gonna do that day, what workouts I'm gonna do that day, and what I'm gonna eat that day too. Now, I know when I say don't be too hard on yourself, but I work better in routine. Maybe not everybody's like this, but something that helped me was scheduling my meals, scheduling my workouts, just scheduling my day out so I know what I'm gonna do that day. So let's say I used to have a job, so when I was working, I would have to schedule my workouts around that job. Now, I'm not those people that's going to tell you that you have to work out early in the morning, or that you have to, you know, wake up at like 5 a.m. and work out. No, I'm not going to tell you that. You don't. Find whatever time works best for you, honestly, that you could work out, that you could fit a workout in, whether that's after work, before work, whatever you could fit in, and put that workout in your day. and then pack your meals. If you have to go to lunch, if you have a job, pack your lunch with you. Meal prepping literally saved me, and meal prepping really helps. At first I'm like, why do I need to meal prep? But no, I really do. Okay, so imagine if you're hungry in the moment and you don't have food. A lot of times we're not going to feel like cooking. We're going to try to go to the fastest option, which is fast food. But if we already meal prepped, we could go in the fridge and get the meal that we already meal prepped and just eat it, and it's a healthier option when we're not like going to a fast food restaurant or eating bad, because we have our food already meal prepped. That's why I started meal prepping my food. I have to get back into it. Lately I haven't been. I've been just cooking on the spot, but I realized it's been overwhelming. That's why I understand when people say it's good to plan out your meals ahead of time and make it ahead of time, because it's really a life changer, and it's really like, it changes the whole game. It's perfect. So the next thing you need to do within your routine that you're building for your workouts, I want you guys to give yourself rest days. A lot of the times people don't want to rest. People don't like giving themselves days to rest, but you have to give yourself days to rest. I understand that a lot of us feel like if we rest, we're not going to see the results, especially beginners. Like when I first started, I felt like if I gave myself days to rest, I wasn't going to see the results I wanted to see, but that's just not true. I wasn't giving myself rest, and I started to be exhausted. I was always tired. I was always sore. I didn't want to do anything. But when I started giving myself rest days, I saw the most results, and I also just felt more like motivated to do my workouts, because I gave myself time to rest and relax so I could build back up my energy to do the workout the next day. So if let's say you're working out 5 days a week, those other 2 days of the week needs to be rest days. But I'm not going to tell you what days to make rest days. You could go off of what you feel best. But the only thing I say is, if you're working leg day on Monday, do not do legs again on Tuesday. Give yourself breaks in between those days when it comes to legs. But you can still work out Tuesday, just do a different body part. Maybe cardio, but nothing super hard in your legs if you just did a leg and booty workout. But other than that, you could pick where you want to put your leg days, and that's up to you. And the last but not least, the last thing I did was I started to be consistent. I told myself that this is a lifestyle journey. It's not just a quick fix. I have to be consistent on this journey. Yes, I might have some up and downs. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be perfect. But if I'm consistent with anything I do, I can do anything I put my mind to, because I'm putting in the work, I'm putting in the time, I'm putting in the effort, and I'm really trying to live a healthier life for myself. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm doing this for me. I'm trying to get the body I want, and I'm trying to, be healthy just for myself, to live longer, just to be healthier in general, okay? So I really hope that video helped whoever needs to hear it. I hope you guys really are enjoying these videos. Give me some more ideas if you guys want to see. I don't want to seem like I'm just talking about the same stuff over and over again, but I just feel like with fitness is so much I can speak on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.